In 1900, Chicago did something no city had ever done before. It reversed the flow of an entire river. In 1885, it built the world's first skyscraper. This is a city that doesn't wait for problems to solve themselves. Using real research into architecture, water, and weather science, this is Chicago 500 years from now. Chicago sits next to one of the largest sources of fresh water on Earth. The Great Lakes hold nearly a fifth of all the fresh surface water in the world. While other cities fight over water, Chicago has always had plenty. By 2100, that advantage starts to change everything. The Chicago River, reversed once already back in 1900, gets a second transformation. It's cleaner now than it's been in over 200 years. Downtown, the birthplace of the skyscraper, keeps its title. New towers rise with the same bold spirit that built the first ones. But winter in Chicago has always been brutal. Freezing wind, biting cold, snow that used to shut down the whole city. By 2100, engineers are already starting to change that. Using technology already being tested today, cloud seeding, atmospheric monitoring, Chicago starts gently managing its own weather, not controlling nature completely, just softening its worst extremes. The bitter cold snaps that used to shut down the city happen less and less often. Snow still falls. Chicagoans wouldn't have it any other way. But the dangerous storms are rarer now. Downtown, glass towers reflect the lake on one side and the river on the other. O'Hare has grown into a hub for autonomous cargo, moving goods across the country faster than ever. Green roofs, already common across Chicago before 2026, now cover almost every building downtown. On a Saturday in October, a food festival fills a plaza right along the river. People walk along the water in shirt sleeves. In what used to be one of the coldest months of the year, Chicago in 2100 hasn't lost its bite. It's simply learned to soften it. The city that once reversed a river is just getting started. The old home insurance building is long gone, but a small plaque still marks exactly where it stood. In a way, every skyscraper on Earth still owes something to this one city block. A century later, Chicago's relationship with water has completely transformed. New canals wind through downtown, fed directly from Lake Michigan, turning entire streets into waterways. People commute by small electric boats now, as easily as they once rode the train. The weather moderation network has grown citywide, covering the entire metro area. Tornado risk, once a constant summer worry across the whole Midwest, has dropped dramatically. Early warning atmospheric sensors can gently steer a developing storm's energy away from populated areas. Winters are milder now, but Chicagoans still get their snow. Just more on their own terms. A group of friends ice skates on a perfectly maintained canal on a calm December evening. The city shares its most valuable resource generously: clean, fresh water piped out to drought-stressed regions across the country. What was once Chicago's quiet advantage has become one of the nation's most valuable exports. Downtown skyline mixes soaring glass towers with wide tree-lined plazas at street level. O'Hare has become the busiest hub on the continent for autonomous cargo and passenger travel. Public parks along the lakefront have tripled in size, filled with cyclists and families every evening. The economy runs on logistics, design, and clean engineering. Chicago's oldest strengths, just modernized. Chicago in 2200 still moves like a city that means business. It's just found a gentler way to do it. By the 24th century, extreme weather in the Midwest is almost a history book topic. Blizzards that once paralyzed the city for days are softened before they even arrive. Tornadoes are tracked and gently disrupted while they're still forming, far out over open farmland. The Chicago River, its canals, and the lakefront now form one continuous, thriving waterway through the whole city. Fish species that vanished from these waters a century ago have quietly come back. a small historic district downtown preserves the footprint of the home insurance building exactly as it stood in 1885. Architecture students from around the world still visit it, the way people once visited ancient ruins. The city's clean energy and clean water flow out across the country now, part of a vast, shared national network that Chicago quietly helped build. The economy, once built on stockyards and steel, now runs on ideas, engineering, and design. A neighborhood market fills a plaza on a mild January afternoon, snow falling gently, exactly where people want it to. Nobody dreads winter here anymore. If anything, people look forward to it. The city that once reversed its own river has spent 4 centuries reversing its own reputation. 500 years after the Great Fire nearly destroyed it, Chicago has been reborn, again and again. The skyline now is crystalline. Towers of glass and light that seem to grow straight out of the water. Canals from Lake Michigan run through every district now, clear enough to see straight to the bottom. The weather here is calm almost year-round. Winter's mild, summer's gentle, storms a rare and carefully managed event. On the site of the old home insurance building, a small glass marker still honors where the modern skyscraper began. The Chicago River, reversed once, restored twice, now runs cleaner than it has in 600 years. Children skate on a perfectly clear canal in what used to be the coldest week of the year. Fresh water from the Great Lakes still quietly supports a huge share of the country, just as it always has, going all the way back to a river that once flowed the wrong way. People still call it the Windy City. Even now, nobody's entirely sure why. Chicago in 2500 is still, unmistakably, Chicago. Bold, practical, built by people who never waited for permission to change things. It just took 500 years, one reversed river, and a very stubborn city to get here. That's Chicago, 500 years from now. Built on real research into water, weather, and the engineering that started it all. A city that's been reinventing itself since the day it rebuilt from a fire. Which era would you want to live in? Let me know in the comments, and subscribe. New York, London, LA, Chicago, we're just getting started.